The Lean Startup, Derek Bertubin, Full Sail University, Product Design and Development. What is the Lean Startup process? Well, first, it was inspired by lean manufacturing and uses a scientific method to guide the growth of startups. In line with this, it sees a startup as an experiment that is attempting to answer a question. What questions are they trying to answer? Well, one of the most important ones should be, should this product be built? Asking this will lead you down the path to realize whether users actually know they have the problem that you're trying to solve. Asking questions like this, as opposed to can this product be built, gives you more insight about the user. Next, we have the build, measure, learn feedback loop. This is one of the core components of the Lean Startup process. This enables us to get validated learning through the minimum viable product. The build, measure, learn loop is one of the most important things in the Lean Startup process. Its goal is to maximize the learning through incremental and iterative building. As we can see here in this diagram, the build phase allows us to build a product that attempts to address a need. In this MVP, this minimum viable product, we should define areas to measure in the measuring process. This is where we'll collect data to gain insights on the product at hand. Next, we'll use the insights to identify if there's a need to pivot or persist. In this learning process, we gain additional insights about the problem at hand. Maybe new problems come into play. Maybe the problem we thought we had isn't the real problem. Once we get a better understanding, we can come up with new ideas to make the product better than it was before. And then we start the process over and over again. So what makes Lean different than other methods? Well, first, it allots for failure. In the traditional business sense, if you fail, this must mean that you did bad research. But in the startup culture, there's often not enough information available to get solid evidence that your assumptions are true. Through validated learning and minimal viable product, we can mitigate risk and get that information. The next thing is we get to market faster. Instead of building the entire grand vision that may not be validated, we build the minimum thing to test our assumptions are true. We also are enabled to prepare for the unknown. This gives us a way to rebound in case we should happen to fail. The mitigation of risk in the Lean Startup is far higher than traditional methods. Along with the build and feedback loop, we get validated learning. Let's take a look at the MVP, the minimum viable product, and identify why it's important. First, it's known as the minimum feature set. This minimum feature set incorporates the minimum amount of features to gather validated learning about the product. Through this validated learning, we get information on the direction of development in the learning process of the build, measure, learn loop. And finally, it reduces wasted resources. These resources can be time, development, code, you name it. By building the minimum feature set, we don't waste time in building things in the future that we may not end up needing. So let's take a look at some MVP examples. The first one could be a simple landing page with a CTA or call to action to gather user validation. This could be like, enter your email if you want to be notified when this product is ready. The next thing is Kickstarter. Most of us have seen Kickstarter in some of the campaigns. By getting your idea in the form of a campaign, you kill two birds with one stone. One, you validate whether users will want it by their contributions, and two, you fund your venture. Single feature MVPs are also a good example. And last but not least, an explainer video. Dropbox has been used a number of times as a great example of an explainer video. If you haven't seen it, go to the web and take a look. So let's take a look at maybe what some of my ventures MVP could look like. Well, as a mobile business consultant, I could start off with a blog offering subject matter content along with a CTA to connect. By the performance of that blog, I can identify whether people are actually coming to the site looking for the information. If they're looking for it, then obviously there's a need. The next thing I can do is pilot a smaller version of my intended services with incoming clients through my existing employer. As an app developer, I can start helping them identify the larger picture and employ the Lean Startup process along with Agile development to create an excellent product that learns about the user base as we go along. This has been the Lean Startup by Derek Vertubin, Full Sail University, Product Design and Development.